This is Larry Hedrick for Mysteries of Superstition Mountains, where we bring the past into the present for our future viewers. Today we have another great story by Jack San Felice.
So Frank is telling me this, it's the early 90s, and he's telling me this story about these two jamokes, as I'll call them, two guys that can think they can do anything. You know the type. They talk the talk, but they can't do the walk. Well, these guys were trying to do the walk. They had bets going on who was going to be the first to rope this camel, could ride the camel. So they found out where the water hole was, and they were waiting, and after about a week, the camel comes to water. He comes to the water hole, and sure enough, they get the ropes out, and they're chasing him. Now, this is not an easy thing, because the camel is riding through the brush, the cat claw, and where there's vegetation, and the trees, where the small trees are. So it's not easy to do. They finally come across a little level spot, a flat place, get their ropes out, and Smokey ropes. Get his rope on the camel first. He's got the head, and so what does that leave? The hind part. So Slim's got to try to rope by the foot. Now, Slim and Smokey were both rodeo cowboys. So they knew how to rope a cow as it's running down, or a calf. You get them by the head, and then you put the tie down on them, and there's so much time that you got them to do it. So he got him by the head, but the camel now charges the horse that Smokey's on. Now then Smokey's got to get out of his way and still hang on to his lariat. After a while, he learned to kind of figure the camel out. And so he does, and so he keeps it taut. And so he's trying to drag him along, and when he's dragging him along slowly, old Slim gets a rope on his hind leg. And so they got him on the front, and they snub him up to a tree, and they got him on the hind leg, and they snub him up to another tree. Okay, so they got him. So now they're going to get a saddle on him. Now that's a little funny. How do you put a saddle on a hump of a camel? It was kind of tricky. Well, they did. They got a saddle on him. They tied it down. They tied the saddle down, and they had so many tie downs on it. It was unbelievable. In order for that saddle to stay on there. Next, here's Smokey says, okay, I'm going to get on him, get his horse up there. Now, camels are tall. He didn't speak Arabic. He couldn't make the camel kneel so he could get on him. He's got to get on him from the horse. So he can't leave. He got to get on the saddle, stand on the saddle of the horse, and he gets his foot in the stirrup, a left stirrup, and he gets up in the other stirrup. He's on him. And then he says, Slim, turn him loose. So Slim turned him loose. And then the camel doesn't buck, but he's moving every which way, and he's running as fast as a camel will run. Well, and he's trying to lean up against the brush to knock Smokey off the camel. And sure enough, what happens is he knocks Smokey off the camel, and here goes the camel with Smoke's saddle. Okay? So Smoke's saddle is gone with the camel. Last time I see him, he's about 3 miles distant away. Smokey's got no horse, because the horse is back, and now he's got no saddle. So, what's going to happen next? He got to show up back at the ranch, or back where the other cowboys are, on a horse, bareback, when his partner Slim is on a saddle and no saddle. So, the sad story, the good part of it is, Smokey won the bet. He got to ride. He got to ride him. He caught him. He got to ride him. But he lost his prized saddle. Why he would do that, I don't know. The Cowboys in the oldies probably only had one good saddle. So, there you go. He loses his saddle. He won the bet, but he lost the saddle. So the moral of this story is, you go out to rope a camel, you take a camel saddle along. That's a story about Smokey and Slim and riding a cattle. And Frank swore to me it was a true story. And these old cowboys never told lies. You believe that?
Thank you for watching this episode of Mysteries of the Superstition Mountains.